folks. So, Saturday, the 9th of November, 2024. Let's have a look at your reading for today and see what wants to come through for those watching for today, Saturday, the 9th of November. Oops. Saturday, the 9th of November for those watching. Nine of Wands. Shut down. Shutting down. There's this real feeling of shutting down here. Could be a reaction to any one thing at any one time. Um, Also, as well, I'm picking up. The reason why there's a shutting down here is because you've taken on too much. Possibly a carry on from yesterday's video, where we were talking about boundaries and needing to delegate jobs. There's something here about needing to shut down, um, because it's become too overwhelming. Firm boundaries in place because it's become too overwhelming. Seven of Pentacles. Some of you watching this have forgotten that all you've come through. It's interesting. There's part of you that's forgotten how much you've come through, but there's also part of you that is exhausted because of all that you've come through as well. Yeah, Seven of Wands, having to defend yourself. There's a real energy of needing to put the walls up, defending. Um, some of you are feeling, I don't want to say under attack, because that sounds quite dramatic, but this is the feeling. This is the feeling under attack. Yeah, the Tower. There's this feeling that your world has been taken from your under your feet. For some of you, this is something that's happened recently, and for some of you, it's stuff from the past that, and it's just causing an exhaustion. It's causing discombobulation. Um, and the star healing is needed. The star card. But what I'm feeling with this is it's this boom, this explosion, but the star comes in to highlight the highlight the why and the wherefore and the way forward. And healing can happen with this. Healing can happen with this. Yeah, Four of Wands celebration. I will mention it again. Some of my American followers are still struggling. There's a struggle there. Um, Simply because the Tower, Trump Tower, the Star card, which is healing, the Four of Wands, which can be things like inaugurations, coronations, parties, weddings, that kind of thing. Um, I think there's a feeling here of, yeah, it's Hanged Man. It's not just about that neither. It's about things within personal lives. There's a shutting down energy, and there's um there's a need here to try and see something from a different perspective. Yeah, justice. This card again, the balance, justice, balancing karma. Bringing this back into your personal lives. It's almost like I'm seeing your guides and they're saying, if only they could see what they're clearing. and why these things are happening in their life and why these reactions and the fact that they're nearly there. It's this justice card keeps coming up, reading after reading after reading. And we've talked about this karmic loop that some people are on, where it's already cleared, but they're still on the loop. They're refusing to get off the karmic wheel. That's what I'm going to call this video. I swore I'd never write it down again during a video because I feel rude, but refusing to step off the karmic wheel. Blatantly. There's aspects here of refusing to step off the karmic wheel. Yeah, the hanged man. No, I don't want to see it. And the four of cups, which can be can be things coming in and receiving, but it can also be I don't know. I don't care. I'm shutting down. It's shutting down. It's shutting what? It's shutting down, but it's self-preservation here as well. But you've got to you've got to get back up there and get back out there. Deceit and trickery, Seven of Swords. Some of you are just feeling exhausted with what seems to be the deceit and trickery within your personal life, your private life, collective life, global life. There's an exhaustion here. And it's almost like there's a feeling of not knowing how to deal with it, not knowing how to process it, of wanting to just shut it down and walk away. What I'm also feeling here, there's something here with feelings and emotions and not wanting to feel, which is why when we're born into incarnation, we start to dumb down. We start to take certain things, to numb things, to dumb ourselves down. Because it's easier to eat, sleep, rave, repeat, eat, sleep, rave, repeat, eat, sleep, rave, repeat when we're not feeling. But because of the changes in the planet, we're going to be required to feel more and more and feel uncomfortable things that make us feel uncomfortable, that make us feel frightened, that make us feel triggered and enraged, that make us feel attractive and sexy, that make us feel vulnerable and feel all of it. So we can get back feeling. We're meant to be feeling, but we're also meant to be at peace with these feelings. So we're going to be forced to feel things that we don't want to feel. You can't make it up. Nine of Swords, which is anxiety and fear and overwhelm. A lot of heightened anxiety coming through in this reading. Um, Many shocks that you've gone through in your life and the past versions of you that are still trying to process it. It's almost like there's little child you and little teenager you and young woman you and young man you. And you're all these different versions of you are trying to make peace with something. And there's a you here with all your stuff going on now and all the global stuff and all the everything, work stuff, family, and it's overwhelming. I'm so overwhelmed, I can't cope. Eight of Wands, it's coming at me quick and fast. Energies are coming in quick and fast at the minute, which is why the clock is speeding up, which is why we need to slow down. Things are changing at a higher rate and a higher speed. The Hermit comes in to say stillness and deep thinking. That reminds me of Tor. That card actually reminds me of Glastonbury Tor. The Tor, this is the Tor, the hill. This represents the Tor. I know it doesn't. It might do. I don't know what the designer had in mind. But when I stood on Glastonbury Tor and looked out, that was very similar. And the Tor is the heart chakra of the world. And this is about going into your heart space. What would love do? Knowing that you've got the light within you to go forward. What are you going to feed? Good dog, bad dog. Your strength, your protection, your cloak, your wisdom, the grey hair, the grey beard, his wisdom. That's what grey hair and grey beard represents, is wisdom. But again, we live in a false matrix that likes to encourage people that to be grey shows you're an old person or you're elderly. And actually it's wisdom. Why do you think you go on a lot of these tarot cards and Empress can have grey hair and the High Priestess something, these artists that like to, go out there with it. And we see all these pictures online. So it's about your wisdom. It's about your wisdom and help from the angels as well coming in. Navigating through things with stillness, with dignity, and with respect. And Three of Pentacles comes in a lot. Some of you are wanting to be seen and not being seen. Oh, I thought I'd not recorded then. Some of you are wanting to be seen, but you don't see you, Ace of Cups. Why don't they see me? Why don't I get acknowledged what I've just done at work? Why does someone that comes in late always get acknowledged? Why do I always get the shit end of the stick? But you're not looking after yourself enough. You're wanting somebody else to acknowledge you, and you need to acknowledge you first. Because actually, that's powerful. Self-acknowledgement and self-actualization is more powerful than somebody else seeing you or needing somebody else to see you. When you're happy with not being seen, when you're happy, think of a ghost. Think of a spirit that goes up, that dies, a person that could then become spirit. And they don't become at peace with not being seen. They still think they're part of the party. So they can start haunting and they can start jabbing people and they can start hanging around people and loved ones and becoming needy, and it gets stronger and stronger, and they get cut off and cut off and cut off from source. And guides come in and say, come on, no, no. What the ghost that goes, I know about this. I've done this before. I've done this drill before. I know we walk through that portal. I know that there's something on the other side. And I go on. And that's what I'm seeing here for this. It's stop needing people to see you. I need recognition. Doesn't matter. Most people can't even see themselves. And that's the Hierophant coming in, the light coming in, the wisdom coming in, the teaching coming in. Being able to take charge of our feelings and emotions and channel them in the right places and then take us forward with the Wheel of Fortune. And that's when things will change. And that's the Empress, the creator. And that's when we can create something different and start again. Grassroots energy. I keep getting that word this week. Grassroots energy. So let's have a look at my oracle cards for today. Truth be told, portal energy. We're coming up to the 1111 portal. Truth be told, expansions. Masks are slipping. Things are becoming clearer. Counting our blessings at this time. Going the distance, walking the talk on your spiritual journey. Putting the work in as well. There's a lot of things out there around manifestation. You just have to think it and it happens actually. Sometimes you just have to work for it. You do have to work for something. And yin, creativity. To not just expect something to just happen. We need to do something with that. We need to put those ideas into practice. To also stay in the here and now. We find ourselves over, thinking about the future. What if this happens? What if that happens? Or pondering the past. We're being asked to stay in the here and now, to stay in the present. There's a lot of people asking why at this time, and that is between you and your guides. So sitting in prayer, meditation with guides and angels. All that glitters is not always gold. Unfinished symphony. Again, this karmic wheel that I'm talking about, this need to, why are we still on this karmic wheel? and community. Again, there's such an energy of community in the past week's reads on community. It's almost like, yeah, there's this global world going on at the minute, but there's a real need. If you're feeling helpless and hopeless, get into community life, get into online communities, get into communities in your communities. Communities. Yeah, chaos and conflict, the circus, as in the whole carnival that's going on in the world at the minute. Chaos and conflict. And literally, people are taking lumps out of each other. Do we step into community or do we step into, you know, chaos and conflict? We get to choose in each moment. Message in a bottle. What would the ancestors do? There's a lot of messages here coming in from the ancestors by the book. What's the card that's coming in after that one? Happy, happy. Yeah, buy the book. Buy the book doesn't make people happy anymore. There's something else wants to come in. And how that's going to come in is going to be very interesting and very revolutionary and very, very triggering in some aspects. But our new bodies, our new way of being cannot sustain eat, sleep, rave, repeat. So those jobs, those homes, those relationships, friendships, situationships that are trying to keep us in the old way of doing things. I'm not talking about the ancient ways here. I'm talking about you do this, you leave school at this age, you have a baby at that age, you get married, you do this, you do that, and you stay even though your marriage is bad and all of that. And you get a job and you go to university, you do as you're told, and you sit at a desk and you're all in a line. All of that's going. And there's conflict coming in with this as well because that's what I know. That's what I've been taught is the right way of doing things. So now you're telling me I've got to rebirth myself. I am. Thank you for watching. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.